Hello, my friend. Today, let's open God's Word and discover what it means for us right now. Sometimes ancient stories feel distant, but God's Word is alive and relevant today. We're diving into Genesis 6, the story of Noah, a world gone wrong, and a God who offers hope. Open your heart as we explore how one person's faith can make a difference, even when the world seems lost. Genesis 6 isn't just history. It's a story of God's love, grief over sin, and his plan for redemption. No matter your struggles, God sees you and has something special for you in this message. Let's get started and uncover the lessons he has for us. Genesis 6 opens with a world overwhelmed by wickedness, a world where darkness seemed to touch every corner of human life. The people of that time had lost their way, and the earth was filled with chaos and confusion. Every thought, every action corrupted. The hearts of men and women were consumed by selfish desires, and compassion had all but disappeared from daily life. Humanity had turned away from God, filling the earth with violence and selfishness. The world was marked by broken relationships, injustice, and a growing sense of hopelessness. God's heart was grieved, not with anger, but deep sorrow for his creation. He felt the pain of watching his beloved people stray so far from the goodness he intended for them. The world's moral compass was lost, and God saw the pain and destruction sin had caused. The beauty and harmony of creation were shattered, replaced by suffering and ruin. In his holiness, God decided a reset was needed, a painful but necessary act to stop the spread of evil. This decision was not made lightly, but out of a deep desire to protect what was still good. This wasn't about punishment, but about justice and the hope for a new beginning. God longed to restore the world, to give humanity another chance to choose what is right. God's grief shows his love and longing for humanity to return to him. Even in judgment, his heart was full of compassion, always seeking reconciliation. The stage is set for a story of grace in the midst of judgment. Genesis 6 is not just about destruction, but about the possibility of redemption and the promise of hope. Even in darkness, God's heart seeks restoration. He never gives up on his creation, always searching for ways to bring light back into the world. Now let's see how hope enters the story, and how God's love continues to shine, even in the darkest of times. In the middle of darkness, one sentence changes everything. When the world seemed lost in shadows, a single spark of hope appeared, illuminating the path forward. Sometimes all it takes is a moment of grace to shift the course of history. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These words stand out like a beacon, reminding us that even when the world is at its worst, grace can still be found. Noah's story begins with this powerful truth. Noah stood out because he was just, wholehearted, and walked with God. In a time when most people chose their own way, Noah's life was different. He chose to follow a higher calling, living with integrity and faith. He wasn't perfect, but his heart was fully committed to God, even when everyone else turned away. Noah's courage to stand alone made him a light in the darkness, a rare example of unwavering devotion. Noah's relationship with God was personal. He listened, trusted, and followed despite ridicule. He built his life on faith, not on the approval of others, and his quiet obedience spoke volumes. His faith made him different, and God noticed. In a world where blending in was easy, Noah's faith set him apart, and that difference mattered more than he could have imagined. Noah's story proves it's possible to live righteously, even in a corrupt world. His life is a testament that goodness can survive and even thrive, no matter how difficult the circumstances. God chose Noah to partner in his plan to save humanity. This partnership wasn't just about survival, it was about hope, restoration, and a new beginning for all creation. Your walk with God matters. It positions you for grace and purpose. Like Noah, your choices and faith can open doors to opportunities you never imagined. One person's faith can change everything. The impact of a single life, lived with conviction, can ripple out and transform the world around them. Let's see how Noah responded to God's call, and discover what it means to answer with courage and faith, even when the world stands against you. God gave Noah detailed instructions. Build an ark, gather your family, and save the animals. This required incredible faith. Noah had never seen a flood or built an ark before. He trusted God's word even when it seemed impossible. Noah followed every instruction, showing complete obedience. God's plan included every detail: who to bring, what to gather, how to prepare. Noah didn't argue or delay. He simply obeyed. His faith in action activated God's plan of salvation. Obedience, even when it's hard, unleashes God's power in our lives. Noah's story is about trusting God's wisdom over our own understanding. Now, what does this mean for us today? God may not ask you to build a boat like Noah, but He does call you to build a life that is rooted in faith and obedience, no matter where you are or what your circumstances look like. Each day, He invites you to trust Him, even when the path ahead isn't clear. Walk with God daily, talk to Him honestly, read His word with an open heart, and listen for His gentle voice guiding you. Make space in your busy life to connect with Him, even in small moments. Have the courage to be different, even when it's unpopular or when others don't understand your choices. Sometimes following God means standing out from the crowd. Stand for what's right, even if you stand alone. Remember, integrity often requires us to take a stand, even when it feels uncomfortable or lonely. Simple obedience matters. Every act, no matter how small, is a step of faith. The little things you do in faith can have a big impact over time. God's instructions come through His word. Love deeply, forgive freely, be generous with what you have, and trust Him with your worries. These are the building blocks of a faithful life. Don't wait for a dramatic sign or a perfect moment. Obey what He's already told you in the everyday choices you make. God is faithful. He provides a way through every storm, no matter how overwhelming it may seem. You are never alone in your struggles. Your job is to listen, trust, and obey, one step at a time. Each step forward, no matter how small, is progress in your journey of faith. He will guide you, just as He guided Noah, through uncertainty, through challenges, and into a future filled with hope and purpose. Thank you for joining me in God's Word today. Noah's story is a message of justice, grace, and hope. God always makes a way for those who trust Him. You can be the one who finds grace, stands for righteousness, and brings hope to others. The world needs this message. Share it with those around you. Your life can be an ark of safety and a beacon of hope. Keep building your ark, one act of obedience at a time. Keep your eyes on Jesus, our ultimate ark of salvation. God bless you, and I look forward to our next time together.